executive committee. What are you staring at, Carrie?
I don't know. Alone at night, in a deserted school building. Everything seems to bang and echo so. I hear footsteps.
That usually means it's people, Carrie. Now, if there's been a tremendous fluttering of many wings.
Oh, Richard, don't be silly. You're always imagining things. It's probably Roger telling you.
So I hear my name mentioned. Hey, Richard. Hey, Gary.
Hi, I'm glad you come. Richard is getting worried.
This is the place.
Roger does anything. At parties and things, you should have a sense of humor like that. Hi, Gary. Hey, Ellen. So this is the teacher's lounge, huh? And they claim to be underpaid. There's a very cute little kitchenette here. Let's make some coffee for the meeting, okay?
Fred told me to tell you you couldn't be here. He has National Guard tonight.
Richard, why did you tell me there's a kitchenette there? Goodness, you can make coffee and they're not even instant coffee. Never depend on a man.
Oh, what is the use? Let's get things set up. I thought this was Fred's Junior Chamber of Commerce night.
Maybe so. He told me Sunday.
Well, I talked to him yesterday. Funny, he never mentioned anything about National Guard.
Well, coffee, water, and tea. We'll have some ready soon. I hope everyone comes. I'm sure I'm on that phone for hours.
Who's missing? Besides Fred, that is.
Well, let's see. Richard Welch, Vice President, and Gary Welch, Secretary-Treasurer, that takes care of us. Roger Hill, Program Chairman, and Helen Hill, Telephone Committee Chairman, that takes care of you
Jeez,
folks.
Gary, the actor was missing.
Well, I'm doing it by elimination. Any fool can see that. That leaves Ann Walsh, Awards Chairperson and Historian.
By elimination.
Ann Walsh. Who's that?
Oh, you know. Is that Mrs. Gerald Walsh? Oh, sure.
Yeah, Gerald Walsh, you know, little bald-headed guy.
Isn't she awful old to be interested in our work?
No, the Walsh kids in our other music class at school.
Besides, you can never be too old to be interested in civic improvement.
Oh, Roger, you are one for jokes.
Is that a joke? No kidding. I'm serious about Barton Community Council. All the charitable work under one heading. Give once, you give for all.
Of course, but everything in its time and place.
Oh, my head's hurting.
Richard, someone's coming.
Relax, it's Mrs. Walsh.
With 4 feet.
Perhaps he's riding a horse. I meant that as a joke.
Well, it isn't funny. Mr. Walsh is with her, of course.
Well, I'm glad you're calm about it.
Richard gets nervous. Empty building tonight. Mr. and Mrs. Walsh, come right in.
Joe Walsh. Well, that's okay. I mean, hello, Richard Welch.
Vice President? Good. I'll bring him at the Fred note. He can't be here.
I know.
Tonight's a bowling night.
I thought it was the National Guard night.
Oh, that's tomorrow. Tonight's bowling. And even though his team is competing for the city championship, I still feel he should be here. Mind you, I'm not being critical of Fred. Excellent young man. And I'm not being critical of sport. But after all, doesn't the welfare of our young people come first?
Gerald, you're making a speech. Why is your mouth always going 100 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Sorry, dear.
Gerald, I haven't really met them. Of course, I did see them at our Guards Journal meeting.
Helen Hill, Mr. and Mrs. Walsh.
Pleasure.
Not Mr. and Mrs. Walsh, my dear Gary. Gary must be Anne and Gerald.
That's right.
Although we aren't yet older than the rest, we're not yet senior citizens. We have a daughter in the Girl Scouts, and that makes us your contemporaries.
Yes, sir. I was 47 years old when that young girl came along.
Gerald, you tell everything. Now we'll be able to guess my age. I was hoping you could see her. But Anne, dear, no one can ever guess your age. Helen, my dear, is not a grizzly sleeper.
Richard, why don't you start the meeting instead of standing there fooling?
Yeah,
I thought it was Dixie Cups.
Well, that's the competition. I always believe in meeting it head on.
I'm a little hazy on how to begin. Fred knows all that parliamentary jazz.
Just call everyone to order.
But nobody's out of order.
Do it anyway.
Okay, will everyone please come to order? The meeting of the executive committee is now in session.
Oh yes, oh yes. That was a joke.
at least you're out of order.
I make a motion that.
No, you should say I move, not I make a motion. It's in that book of parliamentary procedure, Fred.
Well, I certainly don't think it matters much. I move that Mr. Richard Welch, the Vice President, where are you today?
Vice President, and the Vice Principal of Brigade High School, Vice President.
Well, I do get it all mixed up. Well, anyway, Vice President of the Executive Committee in the place of Mr. Fred Miller, who cannot be here.
Gary, I already have taken over.
But I have to get it in the minutes, silly. Now, don't say anything else official until I get this down.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Mrs. Walsh. Anne, dear, can't you remember my name? Anne, what's in that big package over there? I'm just dying of curiosity. Why, it's the Perfect Attendance Award for Girl Scouts. It goes to the Church of the Best in King Cap. That your parents should know, and it is your grandparents. Really? It's huge. I do hope you bring it to the next meeting of the Executive Committee. But I've already brought it.
Now, call everyone to order. Richard, get your feet off the table. You do that at your own house.
This is going to take all night, you know.
Just begin.
I don't know how to begin, Gary. I wish Fred were here.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we open this meeting with a prayer.
Very good idea, Helen. And so, like you to suggest it.
That's impossible. Why? You must realize, my dear Helen, that we are in a public school building. Religious instruction is not allowed.
The legal analogy is clear. I am quite sure that it would not be in order to offer a prayer that might relate more closely to one denomination or faith than another.
Separation of church and state, you know.
But what can we do?
Mr. Chairman, I think that I have a solution. I move that we begin this meeting by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. But we don't even have a flag in here.
No matter, it is always in our minds and our hearts.
But at an executive committee meeting? We do it at general meeting, but I wonder.
You wonder what, sir?
What Roger means is, wouldn't it seem a bit odd?
We might lay ourselves open to criticism.
Does anyone here want to go on record as being opposed to starting the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance?
Well, no. But my minutes don't show we've ever done it before in an executive committee meeting.
Well, then it's high time we did. Gerald, it's going to be fortunate for the city that we decided to move the whole offices here.
I certainly don't want to go on record as being opposed, but there is, on the other hand, merit in the suggestion that indiscriminate use of the pledge may make it seem ridiculous.
That is a marvelous speech, Richard, honey.
Thanks. Therefore, I move that we defer the Pledge of Allegiance at present and allow the general meeting to decide by vote whether we shall open the executive committee meetings with it.
Very good idea. Roger, why are you shaking your head?
He can't.
He can't what?
He can't move anything. He's presiding.
No matter what we decide, I shall be deciding the Pledge of Allegiance silently. And I shall be offering a silent prayer.
Hey, that's a good idea. We'll all say a prayer or a pledge silently, and then nobody could possibly criticize us.
And also, we avoid controversy. Ready, everyone?
There, I feel cleansed.
Now, I think we're all out of danger and can get down to business. Perhaps I'd better call the roll.
Why? We're all here, except for Fred, and that's because it's Junior Chamber of Commerce night.
National Guard.
This is bowling night.
We have to make it a matter of record which officers are present.
But silly, we know what we do.
Record in the minutes that Mrs. Ann Walsh, Ward's chairman and historian, is present.
Oh, very well.
I have purchased the perfect attendance prize for Girl Scouts. Some lucky group of girls will have to display to their troop.
That's a possibility.
Well, shouldn't I show it to you?
Perhaps later, Mrs. Walsh, but let's push on to the roll call.
Richard is so persistent.
I admire that quality in a young man.
Ellen Hill, telephone committee chairman.
I want to say right here and now that I need more members on my committee. I have to do all the telephoning myself.
Ellen, she wants to take roll first.
Very well.
Roger Hill, program chairman.
I should live so long.
Push on, darling.
Richard Welch, vice president, and Gary Welch, secretary treasurer. Now, that's done.
Mr. Chairman, I propose one correction.
Yes, Gerald.
I did not ask you for the position. I never solicit honors.
He's very good. He's chairman of several boards.
But I must point out that you are in error. I am treasurer. Your good lady is secretary.
Is that right, Gary?
Well, I took up duties at the last meeting. I suppose that makes me treasurer as well as secretary. The money is in this little sack.
Well, this is most irregular. I took up duties at the last meeting and the funds are in this envelope.
Oh, goodness, how confusing.
Well, the question is, are you treasurer or am I?
Well, I don't know.
Well, don't your minutes of the meeting say who they like and what?
Well, I'm so flustered. You see, I have meetings sometimes. I forget to take my notebook. And I have to write it down on envelopes and things. And I guess I lost those notes.
Quite efficient for a woman.
Well, goodness, I don't want to be secretary, treasurer, or even secretary. I just seem to be the sort that is elected secretary of something, and I never have a notebook at the first meeting. I certainly don't want to hog the offices, Mr. Walsh. Here, you be treasurer. I hate to keep track of money.
This is most irregular.
Mr. Gerald Walsh should be duly recorded in the minutes as treasurer. Thank you, Gerald. Have those copies what you have there in that envelope.
Remember, I did not seek the position. I wasn't even warned I would be nominated. When a call to serve the community comes, my answer always is.
Gerald, you're making a speech.
Quite right, my dear.
Now, I hope that's settled and duly recorded in the minutes.
My pen ran out of ink.
That woman will drive me out of my mind and so this bag.
Here, take mine. Be careful. Mr. Walsh, I shall ask you to moderate your remarks concerning my wife.
Quite right, my dear fellow. Dearest apology.
Your pen's out of ink, too.
Well, here, take my pencil.
And you broke the lead. Just tell him, did you happen to have a pen?
I always carry a spare pencil.
Of course, I would expect you would.
Gary to begin with the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting. But under the circumstances, I fear that was not very important. Oh, that was catty. Gary, you go ahead and read your minutes. I, for one, want to hear them. Just a minute.
Well, seems to be that I seem to have, well, I brought the wrong handbag.
Oh, God.
Is there any new business?
Perhaps now I may display Girl Scout for the attendance drum. Of course, that is Richard.
I'm sure the PTA is interested, Mrs. Walsh, but I hardly understand what all this has to do.
God! It's the Taj Mahal! Can't go!
Or the community council being back to the Girl Scouts? Of course not. I got this out of my own pocket. But I certainly expect to be reimbursed from the treasury.
From the PTA treasury?
Why keep bringing up the PTA?
Well, I think it's only proper.
I move we give Anne a rising vote of thanks.
Thank you, one and all. Very fantastic. My dear, I take it my selection is approved.
Sure, I approve it.
Mr. Chairman, I have some business.
Go ahead, Roger.
Well, people have been asking me if we're going to have the Mother's March again this year. And I thought it only proper we bring it up here at the executive committee meeting so that we could have something to report back to the general meeting.
That's a splendid idea. I think it would be ever so cute to have the mothers march along with the Girl Scouts. I'll certainly march with the rest of them.
Girl Scouts? I guess that would be a good idea.
Yes, I think it's a fine suggestion. And we raise more funds that way.
Folks, forgive me, but I'm getting confused here. This stuff is all very well, but I fail to understand what all of this has to do with the PTA.
Richard, you do keep harping on PTA.
Shouldn't we? This is the PTA Executive Committee meeting, isn't it?
Certainly it is.
Wednesday night, Fred's Junior Chamber of Commerce night.
No. It's Thursday night, isn't it?
Sure. Fred's National Guard night. And that's why he told me he couldn't be here.
It's a meeting of the Executive Committee of Orcutt Community Council.
And he asked me to bring up the matter of the Mother's March.
And for Richard here to take over as Vice President.
You know something? I am Vice President of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I always carry a pocket calendar. It's Tuesday night. Time for executive committee meeting of Girl Scout parents.
Fred's bowling night, and he asked me to bring the perfect attendance trophy.
And he wanted me to tell you, Richard, as vice president who holds the meeting.
You know something? I'm Vice President of all three committees.
And I'm telephone committee chairman of all three. No wonder I never get any housework done.
And I'm program chairman.
And I'm awards chairman and historian of all three. I'm also historian of the United Daughters. How people choose to do on one's time just because one is willing to serve.
And we're sitting here at different meetings, and nothing we say sounded any different.
It all sounds alike, doesn't it? It's worthy stuff.
Could it be we're spinning our wheels? I mean, sometimes I can't even tell whether I'm teaching Sunday school or holding a Girl Scout meeting. In either case, we make the projects and all they do is run around and throw things, make babysitting to the other mothers.
Now I remember. I'm secretary-treasurer of the PTA, but only secretary of the Girl Scouts.
Well, that's because I'm Girl Scout treasurer. Oh my God, Mr. Welch,
I've given you the PTA dues.
well, how much did you give me?
I don't know. I didn't count it.
You mad woman! The money's all mixed up together.
You watch your language.
Don't need to shout. You know how much money you had at the envelope. Just subtract out some funds and give me back the PTA dues.
Well, I can't do that. I didn't have time to count my money either.
Well, the great
His arm is very hairy.
Gerald. Yes. He was addressing the meeting. He would have wanted it this way. At last! Something interesting has happened!
What?
Oh, Richard, you were magnificent!
You like that?
Oh, yes!
I would think you would hate me for not showing a well-adjusted behavior pattern.
Oh,
Like it says in our PTA manual.
no, no, no! You were gloriously violent! And here I thought you were patient, and kind, and dull. But you're a man of action! You killed for me!
Boy, and I thought you were only a troop mother. Well, I haven't heard you cuss in 10 years.
I would now, but I've forgotten the words. But oh, you magnificent brute!
You want me to slap you around a little?
Perhaps later. You should, for all those years I nagged at you. It was all that clean living that soured me so.
I understand. You irritated me, too. Never enough time for me. Always rushing off to committee meetings or rummage sales. I thought you liked it.
And I thought you liked it. But now, we must make plans. The law will be after you. We must run away together.
But what about our children?
Oh, children. Leave them with their grandparents. They've always liked them better than us.
Just think. I'll never again have to umpire another Little League baseball game.
We can be lovers again instead of mom and dad.
I remember you. Wild, reckless, tawny golden in summer in a white bathing suit.
And those dances, you would hold me close and I'd bite your ear and run outside to escape. Even though I always wanted to be caught.
I remember you used to do that a lot. And I crashed through a jasmine bush once chasing you. The flowers smelled just like gardenias.
You crashing through flowers, scattering petals and perfume and snorting like a stag.
Wow, that's how it made you like that.
Well, I pretended I didn't.
Well, take me along, Easy. When you lose the fleet and hide out in the wide open western town, and I'll dye my hair red and be the hostess of a jam season.
Really?
Sir?
It'll be a change from life as poor, Gerald. Yes, it seems to me you are forgetting poor Gerald. Each man has fullness of his own time. Gerald died a good boy, but I've been doing things he'd approved for 30 years. Now it's time I live. Don't think I haven't read about those warring girls who helped settle our American West. That's why I secretly love being a clever historian. My sources tell me Denver is still a very warm town. That's shocking! Yes, isn't it? And I'll be wheelman of the escape car. I've always had a wild desire to drive like crazy.
But, and if they catch us in some far-flung roadblock, and we die in each other's arms and are helpless, just think, we'll never have to go to another PTA meeting.
Never again to hear boring panel discussions on mental health habits for children.
Or a committee report telling us which book we can read and which television show we can watch.
My flame.
My Cavalier.
Oh, can you never kill anyone for me?
Nay, nay.
He can't go along in his escape car. You could at least do something to confuse the police. Even so, I feel so left out of things.
I did. Say, I really
good fellow. Oh, my head seems to have given me a clearer vision. It's a thought which I must not lose. Yes, it's a plan. Sit down, everyone. Listen, my friends. While I was lying there, on the table, unconscious, I had a dream. You see, I heard voices. Voices that point the way to a new and better life for all of us. Aren't you folks tired of all this conformity? Of going to meetings that bore you to distraction just so your kids can get the attendance trophy? No offense to you, man. Listening to panel discussions telling you how to run your family, sitting and itching while club officers hem and haw through poorly prepared speeches, and then spend 3/4 of an hour of your life, while they giggle through ceremonies in which they award each other lifetime memberships and distinguished service buttons.
While you were lying there on the table.
Then you're with me?
Gerald will weigh it, Penny. You'll never know.
We must resist. We must show all American parents how to fight this octopus. This network of worthy organizations that drags us out of our homes night after night and forbids us to live with our own families in our own ways.
But how? It's too big to fight.
We'll fight fire with fire. Organize. Wait a minute. I have the perfect title. The Parents Protective Association.
And Frank can be president. No! Gerald will be president. That's an original idea. How do you like that?
Well, I'm willing to be vice president.
And I'll be secretary.
And no need for a treasurer who will outlaw dues.
And no awards.
Especially no awards for being a good sport and losing. Do you realize my kid brought home a blue ribbon for losing a scooter race?
Well, what did the winner get?
It was bigger than the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Well, I'll not be needed for awards, Chairman, but I'll certainly be historian, because this is an historic moment. I'm proud to be president of the movement being born, which will sweep the country. I'll be recording history faithfully. And I'll be telephone committee chairman that will all parents that boycott meetings.
Yeah, where our children are made ashamed if both parents aren't present.
We could pass out magazine subscriptions, or boxes of cookies, or candy bars we're forced to sell.
Or else we'll have to buy the remainder that isn't sold.
But we mothers will refuse to stop with the rain and the snow for lifting things from each other.
All for one!
And one for all, the Parents Protective Association. And we'll levy a $5 fine on anyone that misses a meeting.
Heaven forgive us. There's no escape.
All we've managed to do.
Just to form another organization.
May I suggest a prayer?
For those parents that are everywhere in this broad land of ours, who are organized, or about to be organized,